Hey traders from all over the world, this is Jerremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading. I do in fact hope you are having or have had or are planning to have a most fantastic Friday. I indeed am getting ready next week to go on a cruise. So Monday will probably be the last real life stock review you guys will get from me for about a week or so, and the cruise in the Bahamas, I'll be getting back from that next Friday, and I'll be back ready to go the week after next. So it'll be fun and refreshing, and I'm massively excited for that for sure. Looking at a few intraday trades you guys could consider. Now keep in mind that all things are subject to change due to volatility, but I'm looking at Autodesk. And Autodesk, what a phenomenal gap this has been. Just really a beautiful gap and go. And you're clearing these two pivots. And you're clearing these wicks as well. So you're getting above these wicks. Yesterday's candle was a nice black candle. We're gapping up, looks very, very pretty. And on the 5-minute chart, you can see that we're moving nicely, a little bit higher. So we're pulling into the, here's the 10 exponential, bouncing off that, bouncing off the 20. I think what I would like to see is trading up to the high one more time, pulling down just a little bit more, and then getting in again. That could be really the opportunity to get in probably about 30 to 35 minutes if you're not in already on Autodesk. So I'll be keeping a close eye on that one in the afternoon, see how that plays out. But that was a pretty nice little gap overall. JCPenney. This was one on a lot of people's stock list or watch list for today for a gap and go. But I was actually looking at this one overall as more of a bounce actually on JCPenney. I mean, it was definitely a bearish gap without question. But there was one thing I was keeping a very close eye on, and you can see that this is a very, very rock solid support right there at 785, and then you had a little bit of a support level at 816. So, once it opened up this morning, it started getting, this white candle, and from then I kind of stayed away from the bearish trade overall on JCPenney because a lot of trades that have been gapping down recently have been getting bought. Now, if you did take it bearish, you got stopped out, you only lost an R, no big deal. But, here was the high. You got that almost triangle-ish basing pattern, and then we just kind of broke through cataclysmically bullish. And, nice little move on JCPenney. JCPenney's been good to us recently over the last few days in the trading floor. So overall, really, really nice size white candle. Expect this one for your swing trades to battle this $9.16 resistance a little bit longer. So really, really good volume coming in. Expect it to do something like this, and then if it does in fact pop, $10 is likely the next target on JCPenney. So one to keep an eye on for sure as far as the bulls are concerned. So let's hop over to the general market. SPY. I love the pullback that we're having. The 196, 195 bull put spread, that's going to go into option heaven today. So I'm excited about that. And then we're looking into and got into a 205, 204 March bull put spread for 17 cents on the SPY. And we got our trading plan, our defensive plan for that already written down. And overall, ladies and gentlemen, the SPY looks like a nice little flag building in here. And this is good. This allows momentum to rest. You can see the moving averages. We're pulling back into the 10 at this particular moment in time. And realistically, we could bounce. We could continue to trade sideways a little bit longer and then bounce. But I am more bullish than bearish overall on the market. So I'm just kind of waiting for a little bit of a rest. You can see DIA also resting. Got into a bull put spread analysis on the DIA and the 177, 176. That's below the 50 exponential moving average on the daily. So we should be okay on that. We have time. We'll see. QQQs, they're just kind of still hanging out. The 10's coming up, doing its best to push this one a little bit higher. Overall, it looks very, very healthy as far as the trend's concerned. And the IWM, we're getting white candle after white candle after white candle, making higher highs and higher lows. I do anticipate one or two semi-bearish candles probably next week. Maybe nothing huge, but something like this, right, where we get a little bit of a sell-off. People expect that the bears are here to stay, and then we do something like that. So overall, any type of sell or pullback in this general market, I am going to be buying those dips on the general market as far as my analysis is concerned. Twitter, I like Twitter. We got ourselves into a March week 1 46.45 bull put spread that's expiring next Friday, and it's just hanging out. We really haven't touched the 10 exponential on the daily at all. So I'm expecting once we kind of pause there and once we start bouncing there and maybe even hitting the 20 exponential on the daily, we should at some point potentially thrust a little bit higher. Apple had an interesting day yesterday. Apple pull back to the 10, phenomenally. We got a nice little hammer type of candle with good volume off the 10 exponential. And today we're getting an inside day candle, which is really exactly what I wanted after seeing yesterday's candle, believe it or not. I was looking at the hourly chart and mentioned that I would like to see, something like this, something like this, something like this, and then a continuation higher on Apple. And I think we're going to get that. So I'll be keeping a very, very close eye on it. Got really, really good volume on the hour just recently. And I think if we start breaching above 131 on Apple, I will be a tad more bullish than bearish. Overall, the trend is gorgeous. Trend is very, very bullish. And we've been expecting a little bit of a pullback. And buy the bounce on Apple, ladies and gentlemen. Realistically, this could be all the bounce that we get. We could continue up. It is indeed, and after all, it's Apple, so it can kind of do whatever it wants, whenever it wants to do it. But there's a lot of spreads and trades expiring today. Ron McKee had a 106 week 4 put sale. Jay had a 115 put sale expiring today. We had a bull put spread, 114, 113 for 14% ROI expiring today. Richard Karasik is in a 110, 105 March bull put spread. Ray had the March week 1, 120 put. There's just a lot going on. And I would say for sure if Apple does pull back to 120, that would be a great place to buy it. I heavily doubt that we get down that far. We definitely could though, for sure. But if you're doing put sales, you could kind of follow behind Ray and do some put sales down in that area, which would be a good location to own some shares of Apple for sure. But we'll see, kind of how it continues to play out. Amazon, slowly just doing its thing, bouncing off the 10, making higher highs and higher lows. I still think we have probably 2 or 3 more weeks of sideways momentum and, catching up to the 20, and then we bounce and kind of continue to our ultimate target. But we did get into a weekly bull put spread not too long ago, March week 1, so that's expiring next Friday, 372, 370 bull put spread on Amazon, which is right about here. So keeping an eye on that one, but unless we close below 373, really not even gonna watch it too much. Netflix finally hit our target of 485.05 and getting a little bit of a black candle today, so that was just a gorgeous little move on Netflix. So we're at a resistance. Keep that in mind. Some selling pressure likely going to come in on Netflix. And Google, oh man, Google reached target number 1 today of 568.33, depending on where you had it. We talked about this as an inverted head and shoulders for quite a while. There was the close above the neckline, there was the retest, and then 4 days in a row. Really nice move. Traded to a target, expecting a little bit of a pause, maybe slightly up into this area. But if you did get into that covered call or debit spread at 575, that's a March week 1. Probably should go ahead and put that in. Let's see, style, come over here, March week 1. And if you do get exercise, if you didn't get into a covered call or something like that, we should be good to go, and we'll see how it plays out. So next target really on Google is 603.56, and again, expecting a little bit of a pause. Maybe something like this, a little bit of a pullback, and then a continuation up to our next target of 603.56 on Google. So good play, good inverted head and shoulders. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm bullish on the markets. So, buy the dips, protect yourself, mitigate risk. Have a great weekend. Be safe, have fun. And until next time, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. I'll see you.